Hi Joe, really good to see you again.
You too, good to see you again. How you doing, Richard?
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, been really busy. What about you?
Exactly the same, really busy. It never stops, does it? But there we are. Yeah, well,
Good.
really well.
How are the kids?
They're good, they're good. As I mentioned before, it's difficult not seeing them as much as I was, but I had a really nice weekend with them last week, so yeah, they're good.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good. What I'd like to just mention is obviously we had a conversation previously, Joe, about your profile, brief
Yes.
conversation over the telephone, and we identified some of your top strengths. The ones that we identified, if memory serves me correct, were decisiveness, leading, and results focus.
Yes.
Yeah? Would you say that you still feel that those are the best fit in terms of the things that most energise you?
Yeah, I think
your
so.
role?
I think so, definitely. Results focus for sure. Decisiveness, yes. I like to be direct and sure. Leading as well. I think initiative is in there too.
Okay, so initiative as well.
Initiative as well. Yeah. If we're picking three, I'd stick with those. Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to confirm that with you. So what would you like to get out of the session today then, the short session that we've got?
I suppose I'd really like to understand more about how my focus on those strengths is impacting on the team.
Okay.
I'd also really like to understand what I can do to have the team more focused as a unit as well, and singing from the same hymn sheet. Recently I think that they've maybe been a bit disjointed. There's perhaps been a lack of clarity. So that as well.
So how they can be more joined up and be delivering the vision.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. And making sure they understand the vision, the shared vision.
Yeah. Okay. So in terms of the strengths you've just mentioned, decisiveness, initiative, leading, results, focus, how do you think those are landing with the team at the moment?
Well, I think that they always appreciate my ability to take tough decisions, which I'm having to do more and more. And I am results focused, and I think on the whole, they respect that as well about me. Someone has to do it. Okay. I think that. So
they're respecting the results focus, and they like the fact that you're willing to make the tough decisions.
Yeah, well, like I said, someone has to do it, don't they? And I think they respect that about me.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything you think that they'd like to see more of from you? If you think about maybe the 360 feedback that you've had a chance to look at?
I think that, and this is corroborated by some feedback I had from Gwen in HR recently. I think that some of them think that the way we run our team meetings means that perhaps not everyone gets their voice heard. I suppose maybe sometimes my task and results focus can mean that I'm sort of driving ahead when maybe other people don't get their say as much. Okay. I mean, in my defence,
so they don't always feel included then in the conversations and the decision making.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. But I think in my defence, the more that results drop off, the more I'm inclined to sort of drive forward and and try and find a solution. So maybe it's a bit of a vicious cycle. I don't know.
Okay. So when we look through the other strengths, are there any that you are not using that you think you could be using more, which would help to reduce those perceptions?
Strategic mindedness, probably.
Okay, so tell me more about that then.
Well, I think that with the slowdown and the fact that sales have dropped off, and I've then subsequently been so results focused, there hasn't been as much time as I would like, on strategy. Okay. We haven't, sort of spent the time that in the past we might have done to stand back and, assign as much time to planning and maybe looking at customer information and trying to learn from previous results. There hasn't been time to do that. But maybe
there's been such a focus on delivering results that you haven't had a chance to really kind of plan properly or review what you've been doing.
Exactly, precisely. Okay. And certainly in the past, that was something we spent a lot of time doing, reviewing, based on evidence and results, and that's kind of gone out the window. There's been a lot of new initiatives, but we haven't perhaps been involving our customers as much in their thinking around it. Okay.
So could you think of any ways that you could use strategic mindedness more of the time or differently?
I could make we could be allocating time at the beginning of meetings to make sure that everybody's voice is heard, to be sort of systematically going through results that we've had recently,
Mm.
looking how things are landing with the customers.
Okay.
I mean, that reminds me as well, we used to do these quarterly offsites, and they were great because, that was a dedicated time as a group to be sat down thinking about, what our greatest successes have been recently, what challenges we've overcome, how the business is changing, how we're going to react to that.
Okay.
And they've stopped. And much as I'd love to reinstate them, they took up a lot of time. So that would be a concern around that.
So what would you do what would you like to do in terms of next step around some of those quarterly offsites that you used to have that you don't have anymore? Given where the team are currently and.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose I could maybe pick their brains on whether they saw the value in them that I did, and whether they think that would be something useful to bring back in going forward.
Okay. So would you like to just summarise for me then the thoughts and actions that you would like to take forward?
Sure. I'm in my results focus mode now, so this is good.
It's easy for you then.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. So I'm going to make a concerted effort to try and use my strategic mindedness more going forward. I'll do that by allocating time in team meetings so that everybody has their voice heard, and we look at, what's gone on, try and review our customers' feedback as well. And then I'm going to find out from the team, get some insight as to how they felt those offsites were, how effective they were, and whether or not they think there's a value to bring them back.
And are there any people in the team who could help you stay on track, who maybe are more strategic in their outlook?
Good question. Maybe Sally.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's given me a lot of good, clear feedback in the past, so I'd feel comfortable asking her. That could be good. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Should
Great.
we go grab some coffee and then come back and talk about
Let's do it.
some of the risk areas? Yeah?
Sounds good.
Okay.